Hey, Jason here, Word of the Wise. I just wanted to make a video just because I have a daughter, and with anything, ABC Mouse, any cartoon pretty much in existence, doesn't matter if it's bugs or if it's animals, if it's little Smurfs or people. Somehow there's two things that will tie into every kid's cartoon, it seems, today. And that's going to be space and dinosaurs. Now, you can find a million things proving space exploration. NASA has faked pretty much everything they do. And you can find just hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Now, the other thing is dinosaurs. Now, I'm not saying dinosaurs are fake. It's a very confusing topic for Christians. And there's two movies I've seen probably 5 times each in the movie theater. Only two ever that I've ever gone back to see again, I think. And that is Batman 1, the Tim Burton with Michael Keaton in it, as the original Batman movie, not the Adam West one. And then I saw that 5 times as a little kid. I rode my bike pretty much 4 out of the 5 times to go see it. And then I even got hit by a car. I hit a car, and because it pulled out in front of me as I was flying down a hill on a bike, and I still got up after denting the side of a car and still went. And the other one was Jurassic Park. And I saw that 5 times because I thought it was amazing. It was a great movie, well put together, just action-packed and all that. It was new. It was, CGI was coming into its own right then, at the best of its, the best. And people say 65 million years ago, yet in Texas, there's footprints of a Tyrannosaurus Rex with man's footprints right next to them that are petrified in a riverbed. And I want to... Well, I just, of course, lost that. I want to put a couple things together that are quite amazing, I thought. And saying that, if God is, to the people, if God created all things, then he would have created dinosaurs. Why would he have created velociraptors and Tyrannosaurus Rexes and things like that? And I don't think he did. So I'm going to read this out of Job. This was before Christ. Behold now, behemoth, which I made with thee. He eateth grass as an ox, veggie eater. Lo now, his strength is in his loins. His force is in the navel of his belly. He moveth his tail like a cedar. The sinews of his stones are wrapped together. His bones are as strong as pieces of brass. His bones are like bars of iron. He is the chief of his ways, chief of the ways of God, meaning pretty much the largest animal, that can be. He that made him can make his sword to approach unto him. Surely the mountain brings forth food, where all beasts of the field play. Let me turn this down. He lieth under the shade tree in the covert of the reed and fern. The shade tree covers him with their shadows. The willow of the brook compass him about. Behold, he drinketh up a river. He hasteth not. He trusteth that he can draw up the Jordan River in his mouth. He taketh it with his eyes, his nose pierced through snares. An animal can drink up a river, a tail like a cedar tree, and leaves a shadow like a tree. I think is what that means, with the shade trees cover him and the shade with their shadow. Either or. And then I have the book of Enoch. Now, this is a very watered down version of Enoch. I've already saw that there's many things that are changed or not available on the App Store, Enoch. So chapter 7, section 2, and this is, let's see, we'll start at, verse 10. They took wives, each of them, for whom they began to approach and with whom they cohabited. Teach them sorcery, incantations, and divide up the roots and trees. The women conceiving brought forth giants, whose stature was 3 cubits, which is, I think, like 15 to 18 feet. They devoured all which the labor of men could produce, until it became impossible to feed them. When they turned themselves against men in order to devour them, eat them. And now it says here in this verse 14, which is wrong, so I'm going to put the right in, because it says they began to injure the birds and beasts and reptiles. That's not the verse. They've changed that. They began to sin unto birds, beasts, and reptiles, and the fishes. So, to sin with the birds, the beasts, and the reptiles, and the fishes. Now, you look at dinosaurs, and these are the men of giants that were made of angels. They were made large because of the mutation that happened, you know. So, if the giants were then having some sort of sex with reptiles, they would make giants, I would imagine, right? Large eggs, which then would produce giant animals. Imagine an alligator that all of a sudden, or a crocodile that had some sort of mutation. What would you get? A big snarly tooth Tyrannosaurus Rex? Because all the meat eaters never really got larger than like 25 feet. And a crocodile gets pretty much around 25 feet. But this is a standing crocodile, maybe. Now, I'm not saying this is factual, and it never says, I've never seen in the Bible somewhere where it says, you know, they created dinosaurs. But dinosaurs and man walking together, because after possibly the flood or some sort of another wipeout of animals, man killing them because they didn't want to deal with them, like they killed the giants, and bury them in shallow graves. What happens? All of a sudden, some farmer digging in a farm digs up a dinosaur. Now, I'm just putting this together because I like Jurassic Park. I think dinosaurs are neat. But the more you get into it, biblically, you realize they could have been mutations from giants or from the fallen angels. So I'm putting that out there. Word to the wise.